So in this video that I did with my brother, who is our sales director for our agency, we went over the exact script that we use for our turning 65 clients. So we do a lot of webinars and seminars, and that is our bread and butter, the T65 market. And we average a first year revenue of over $1,600 per client. And the reason is because of this script. We embed all of the ancillary, we embed the cross sells, we train on how to go through a fact finder and getting the right information to make a recommendation for our clients. So this video is going to be a huge help for a lot of y'all, and I believe scripts and having a replicatable sales process is how we've been able to scale and train other agents and get them selling as soon as possible. So take everything that we give you today, because it's all for free, and this is something that we've really honed in the last 2 years. And again, we're not charging for it, it's all free. So take it and run with it. And if you want the actual document of the script, there's a link in my bio down below. You can book a call with me and we'll get it sent over to you. So see you there.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Brandon Della Pena, the owner of DLP Insurance Solutions. We are FMO, and we have an internal LOA shop of about 11 LOAs now. And I got a very special guest today, my brother, Cameron Della Pena. He was going to be on another screen, but he was lagging. So we had some technical difficulties, but a little bit about Cameron is the dude is his work ethic is insane. One of the hardest working dudes I know besides me. So I guess it runs in the family, but he came on. He was my first LOA that I hired, and he is now our sales director. And just a little bit about him, he's very humble, but I'm going to go over some of his wins. He's only been doing this for like actually a year, or not specifically today, but in April. He started. Within about 4 to 5 months, he basically translated his work ethic in sports to what we do now, and he crushed it. He was bringing in 40, 50, I think even during AP, he was bringing in 60 to 70K a month in first year revenue in his first year. And he's now our sales director. He leads our internal team at 8:30 every morning and leads them throughout the day. But he also manages our external team. He hosts the 9 a.m. trainings that we do every single day. He makes sure that everyone's on the same page, makes sure they have all their questions answered, does one-on-one calls with them throughout the week, and gets people up to speed. The dude's awesome. We both eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff. We love what we do. We're very passionate about it. We're very blessed as well. We both still here, live with our parents, and we're just trying to grow this thing. So what we're going to do today is very special. We're actually gonna be going over our exact T65 script, and we're going to go over a role play of everything. So I'm going to be the client. He's going to be the agent. Again, this dude is a killer. He's awesome at what he does, and he trains on this every single day. So this is going to be very, very good, and we're going to be going over everything that we have in our toolkit. So Cam, before we start, do you have anything to say?
No, like you mentioned, we
Speak
eat,
up a
sleep,
little
and
bit.
breathe this stuff. I really enjoy what I do. I'm very passionate about it. And I feel like the position I'm in now, yes, I'm trying to get back in sales because I just love the game. But I think where I'm at now is I'm just trying to provide as much value to our internal and external partners, and get everyone up to speed, because at the end of the day, it's more fulfilling seeing our internal, external agents selling and hitting their goals rather than me or you just doing it over and over. So I'm excited for today's call for sure.
Awesome. So this is our exact T65 script. We have scripts for everything. We do all types of marketing. So we do like med sub switches, we do dental vision ads, we do all types of stuff. But our main bread and butter is we do a bunch of T65 business throughout the year. So that's going to be webinars, seminars, stuff like that. So that's what we're going to go over here. But if you're part of our partners, you get access to all this. We have everything. You have we're big on compliance. So we have the compliance checklist and everything. And we add that into all of our scripts, which you'll see. But today, again, we're just going to be going over our T65 script. So we're just going to get right into it, and I'm going to be the client. We're going to kind of pause a lot in between the call, so that way we can explain why we do certain things. And without further ado, we'll just kind of get into it and get going. So, Marine.
Yeah. Hey, Brandon, how's it going?
It's going well. How are you?
I'm doing good. How's your Easter Sunday going so far? What are you up to?
Good. Who is this?
This is Cameron. We had a scheduled call today. How's your Easter going?
It's going good. Schedule call for what?
Yeah, for your Medicare appointment that you had watched my brother Brandon's Medicare webinar. You had booked a call with me today, so I was just reaching out. How's your day?
Oh, yeah, okay. It's going well.
Awesome.
And I'm going to give him a hard time off script, by the way. But it's going well. Yeah, doing good. Just enjoying time with the family.
Perfect. Yeah, same here. I got some time off from work, got to spend some time with family as well, so it's great. But as you know, Brandon, I'm a licensed Medicare agent here with Della Pena Insurance Solutions, and hopefully I'll be able to help you out and answer any questions. Now, Brandon, before we continue, I do need to let you know this call is going to be recorded for quality and compliance purposes. And just so you know, we do not offer every plan available in your area. Any information I provide is limited to the plans we represent. You can always visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE to review all your available options. Now, before we go further, Brendan, are you currently enrolled in Medicare Part A and Part B by chance?
No, I'm not. I'm actually turning 65 this year, so that's kind of why I got on the call to help out with that.
Okay, turning 5 later this year, gotcha. And do you personally make your own healthcare decisions, Brandon?
I do, yes.
Awesome. Now, for today's call, we may discuss the Medicare Advantage plans, Medicare Supplement, prescription drug plans, and ancillary products. Do I have your permission to discuss these with you today?
Yes.
Awesome. Now, Brandon, what I like to start with is what's called a client needs assessment. This just kind of helps me gather the right information to make sure I'm going to be steering you in the best direction possible. Now, before we get started, I always like to ask, what else would you like to accomplish with this appointment today? I know you mentioned you're turning 65 here pretty soon. Is there anything specific you'd like to get accomplished?
Yeah, just kind of going over the options and the prices and see what it's going to cost and what the best route is for me.
Okay, so just looking at all the different options, the costs, and which route is going to be best for you. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, sounds
Awesome.
great, yeah.
And is there anything else you'd like to get accomplished? Because I'm just writing everything down.
No, that's pretty much it. So pause there. Again, in the beginning, we like to build rapport, but quick rapport. So you don't want to build too much rapport in the beginning because you're gonna see we build that throughout the script, right? Because you don't want to go off topic and start getting on a tangent. You want to get right into it, and then you have to say that your call is being recorded within the first 60 seconds, and then of course read their disclaimers. Now, a big thing here is when you're asking what they want to get out of this appointment, make sure you're writing it down and then you're repeating it back to them, because when you repeat it back to them, you let them know that you're listening and not just asking a question to ask a question. And you want to make sure that question is getting answered, because a lot of times they'll have specific questions. And what we do is we never answer those questions or sell during our script, right? So we write it down and we'll say, so I'm just writing that down here, Miss Betty. I'm gonna get that question answered here at the end of this, but my boss just makes me read out or do what we call a client needs assessment, so that way we can make sure we're gathering the right information and making a formal recommendation. So I'm gonna get into that, but just to let you know, I do have that written down here. We're gonna make sure we get those questions answered and you get we accomplish what you want today. Does that sound good? Perfect. And then we get into the CNA, because you never want to, if they have a question, let's say, oh, I saw that Medicare supplement, how much does that cost? Oh yeah, most people, they're going to start going into the Medicare supplement, going into pricing, and they haven't even they could be on Medicaid for all we know. So we want to make sure that we write that stuff down, we can circle back to it, and then make sure that we're getting those answered. So go right ahead.
Perfect, yeah. So to kind of get into it, Brandon, what's going to be a good zip code for you?
78414.
Gotcha. And then a good date of birth?
3/25/1961.
Gotcha.
Or actually, let's do a
12/20/1961. Gotcha. And now, are you single or married?
I'm single. It's a bit complicated. I got a girlfriend.
Gotcha. And now, are you retired or still working?
I am.
And are you drawing Social Security just yet?
No, not yet. No.
Okay. Not on. And I'm just writing everything down, so bear with me here. Now, what is your current health insurance coverage right now, Brandon?
Right now, I'm on the, what's it called? Obamacare or ACA, something like that.
Okay. Marketplace. Gotcha. And now, how has that been covering your needs so far? Do you have any concerns with that coverage?
Yeah, it's been all right. I use it if I go to the doctor, and it's been okay. It went up a lot this year, though. I don't like that.
Yeah. And how much did it go up, Brandon? How much are you paying monthly for that?
I think I pay like $120 a month, something like that.
Okay, around 120 a month.
Yeah.
Perfect. And do you happen to know like your ceiling, your max out of pocket by chance?
I have no idea. I can go get it. Let me see if I can
No,
find that card.
You're fine. We could always circle back to that. Now let's see here, Brandon.
Now, real quick, what we do there, so if you make it a problem, they're going to make it a problem, right? So you don't want to go too deep into it. You do want to get that information if you can, but if they start saying, oh, if we're asking the medications, let me go get my medications, let me go get my card. No, don't worry about it, Miss Betty. It's not that big of a deal. We're going to get into that here in a second. I just want to see if you knew off the top of your head. Don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. And then what's, as far as your health history, how's your health been? And then you just ask the next question, because if a lot of times it's going to derail you off of the script. So you don't want to do that.
And become unorganized, and then just instead of having 30, 45-minute appointments, it lasts an hour and a half if they do all that little stuff.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing, now I always ask my agents, what's the first two questions on the client needs assessment?
Zip code and date of birth.
Now, while you're getting the zip code and date of birth, what are we doing during that?
So the first question, once you get the zip code, what we like to do, or how we're taught, is we like to find the Medicare supplement pricing in that specific zip code, because that is going to be the one plan that we do need to get a price on. As for the Advantage and the ancillaries, that's kind of a set price. So since it's the first question we ask, we need to be doing it in multitasking, and how you're going to be able to do that is pretty much by memorizing the script.
Yep, so our agents have two monitors. So they have a computer and then another monitor. What they do is they're pulling up the exact Medicare.gov, the Medicare supplement premiums. They're pulling up, we write a lot of Aetna, GTL, Bankers Fidelity. So we're pulling up the ancillary products as well, getting quotes for them. We're going through Sunfire. We're already plugging in their zip code so we can see what plans are available in their area. Because what happens is when they get to the pricing, there's like this long, awkward pause if they don't pull that up. And that can get them to start asking a bunch of questions, derail the conversation. We want to make sure we have that already written down, so that way we know exactly how much to give them as far as a pricing. So that's one thing, is while you're doing this, you're going to get better at it, but you want to multitask and get that information pulled up so that way you can provide it to them. So go ahead.
Perfect, yeah. So Brandon, gotcha. So about 120 a month for that plan. And now, how has your health history been these last few years? Do you have any issues?
I had a herniated disc not too long ago, and just getting some physical therapy for that. That's about it, though. Health is pretty good.
Okay, just a herniated disc, gotcha. And any upcoming doctor's visits or procedures?
No, just I go to the doctor every now and then. I don't know what my next appointment is.
Okay. And with you going to the doctor every now and then, if you can just give me a ballpark number, how often do you see a doctor a year?
Maybe 3 or 4 times a year. I don't know.
Gotcha. You're healthy there. I like it. And how many medications are you taking there, Brandon?
Medications, I take like 1 or 2. I think cholesterol medication. Do you need those?
No, you're fine. Just 1 to 2 medications. We'll circle back to that.
And what you want to do too is, like, on those, if they're taking cholesterol, say, is it like a atorvastatin or something? Just so that way that, like most of the time when you do that, it kind of shows like, that you've been doing it for a while, and they're like, oh yeah, it's atorvastatin. And I'll say, oh yeah, I've been doing this for a while, Miss Betty. So I run into all that stuff. So I'm pretty familiar with that. So I'm going to write that down here. But yeah, that's a good one.
Perfect.
And then also one other thing. So everyone does things different ways. What I like to do is I like to build rapport throughout the script. So if they say they're not working, I'll ask them, did you work in the past? What did you used to do? Or are you enjoying retirement? What are your plans? Are you traveling a lot? Are you taking care of, you got any grandkids or anything like that? That just helps build rapport throughout the script. So just having those like questions in your head, so that way you can start asking them. So yeah, go ahead.
Perfect. Now, as for doctors, are keeping those same doctors going to be important to you when getting onto Medicare?
Yeah, I got my doctor. Yeah, I'd like to keep him.
Okay, gotcha. Now, do you plan on traveling a lot after age 65?
Nah, not really. I mean, I just got the grandkids and stuff. Not really. I travel every now and then, but nothing too crazy.
Gotcha. Yeah, no worries. And I know Brandon went over the differences between your options, and I mean, I'll go into more detail for you here. but did you get an understanding of the difference between a Medicare Advantage and a Medicare Supplement plan from that webinar?
That's what I wanted to ask is like, what's the best plan, or how much does a supplement plan cost? Because I saw that seemed like the best option. I don't know.
Yeah, and again, I'm going to give you my formal recommendation at the end of this call, Brandon, and I'll also go over a detailed pricing breakdown. Just a few more questions, and we'll circle back to that, okay?
How much does that cost, though?
It's going to vary, and I will pull that up as soon as I get to these questions here.
And then what about that umbrella coverage I saw? Like, what does that cost, or how does that work?
So again, I will go into all the details you need here in a bit, Brandon. Just a few more questions. Again, I have to go through these questions. My boss, Brandon, kind of makes me, but I will get those answered for you here in a bit, okay? Now, is there a particular route you're leaning towards over one over the other, and over the Advantage?
No, just the supplement sounds good. Probably that one.
Okay, leaning towards the supplement, gotcha. And now, Brandon also mentioned that umbrella coverage briefly. Do you have any family experience with any cancer, heart attack, or stroke?
No, not in my family, no.
Okay, no family experience. So, Brandon, there's going to be a lot of non-medical expenses with critical illness. Do you think it's going to be a concern for you in the future?
I don't know. I guess, I have friends and stuff got cancer, and I know there's a lot of bills, like Brandon mentioned, that add up. So how much does that cost?
We'll go over the pricing here in a bit. I'm just kind of have a few more questions to get through, but I will note that, Brandon. Now,
so where a lot of people go wrong here is they'll start pitching that umbrella coverage or that cancer, heart attack, and stroke, that ancillary coverage before they get done with the script. So they'll start getting excited and say, oh, this person wants that cancer, heart attack, and stroke coverage. Let me start pitching that. And they'll start going over the non-medical approved expenses and all the facts and everything and why we recommend it. And that just derails them from the conversation. You never sell during the script. You want to make sure we don't really care what they say during these questions. If they have a family experience, we'll write it down and note it, and note that they have interest. So we star it. We make sure we come back. So that way, whenever we're pitching it at the end, what the price is and why we recommend it, we can say I formally recommend the Medicare supplement with the umbrella coverage, because I know you mentioned you had family experience with cancer, heart attack, and stroke. I know it was a concern for you. You had experience with skilled nursing. That's a concern for you. So this is going to protect you from that. So it just adds ammo, so that way we can circle back and get that done. So go ahead.
Exactly, yeah. And what about skilled nursing or nursing home care? Do you have any experience in the family with that?
No, I don't. No, I thought Medicare covers that.
Yeah, so Brandon, a lot of people overlook this part. No matter what option you go with, Medicare will only cover up to 100 days if you need that skilled nursing or nursing home care, and after you pay 100% out of pocket. So I'm assuming that's going to be a concern for you there?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't want my family taking care of me. I don't know how that works, so.
Okay, of course, yeah. And we'll go over that here in a bit. Now, are you carrying any dental right now, Brandon? Is that something that's going to be important to you when getting on to Medicare?
No, I go to the dentist every now and then. I guess dental would be something that I'd want.
Gotcha. And are you carrying any life insurance right now? Is that something we need to take a look at as well?
Yeah, I think I had it through my work. I don't know if that's like rolling over or whatever, but yeah.
So a lot of the times, Brandon, with that term life policy that I believe they offered you through work, it terminates. So I'm definitely going to circle back to that, and we'll get that conversation going here as soon as we get your Medicare taken care of. Sound good? Perfect. And now lastly, this is a two-part question here. Because it can affect your Part B premium, what is your estimated monthly or yearly income?
I think like 110,000 or something like that, I believe.
Okay, 110. And was that 2 years back, Brandon? The income in 2024, was it around that same price right there, 110?
Yeah, maybe 2 years back. I think a little bit more because I was working and stuff.
Okay.
I don't know. Do you need that? I can.
No, you're fine. I just want to make sure I'm educating you properly, because you probably got to sit in what's called the IRMA bracket, and I'll go over that here in a bit, okay?
Okay, what's that? What's the IRMA bracket?
IRMA bracket is just for the higher income earners. You might possibly pay more for the Part B and Part D premium, and I'll circle back to that for you here in a bit.
Okay.
Now, second part to the question is, if you watch the end of the webinar, we help a lot of clients with retirement planning services. You have any 401ks, any retirement accounts you need any assistance with?
Not right now. I have a financial advisor for all that.
Okay, financial advisor, and I mean, he has everything taken care of for you?
Yeah, I mean, he takes care of that for me.
Gotcha. And again, with me asking that question with our in-house retirement specialist, I mean, Brandon, it never hurts to have a second opinion. So I can star that here as soon as we get your Medicare taken care of. We can take a look at that as well. And that doesn't mean we're going to make any changes. I just want to give you the peace of mind knowing that it's in the right places, okay? Perfect. And I mean, that's all the information I need from you, Brandon. So let's go over your situation, all right? So since you're not on Social Security...
So real quick, we have all the different scenarios right here. So if they're still working on employer coverage, just what they say, if they're on Social Security, or if they're not on Social Security. So since they're not on Social Security, this is what he's going to say.
Yeah. So since you're not on Social Security, we're going to have to get you manually enrolled into Part A and Part B, which we make this process as easy as possible for you. When the time comes 3 months before your birth month, I'll be sending you instructions to get this done. My brother Brandon, he has a very detailed video to help you with this step. And I mean, it shouldn't take you no longer than maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Now, Original Medicare is what we call the foundation of Medicare. I believe Brandon mentioned this in the webinar, but let me just break it down for you one more time.
Okay.
Now, Original Medicare has 2 parts. So you have a Part A, which covers your hospital expenses and it's premium free. A Part B, which covers your doctor's visits and medical services, like your labs, your x-rays, emergency room visits, and it has a monthly premium of $202. Now, remember, since you're not on Social Security, they're going to bill you for the first quarter for your Part B premium. And then after that, we can set up your banking information to make that a monthly draft rather than paying it quarterly. Now, Brandon, unfortunately, there's really just no way to avoid the Part B premium. It's just a standard Medicare requirement. Do you have any questions so far over Original Medicare A and B?
No, none so far.
Awesome.
Let me pause right here. We can pause it. I'm going to go to the restroom quick. I think it's good so far.
Yeah.
You need water?
No, I'm good. But,
all right. And we're back.
so, you want to get right into it?
Let's see.
No, why Original?
Yeah. Okay, good.
Perfect. Now, while Original Medicare is the foundation, we never recommend staying on it alone without additional coverage. And I mean, the reasoning, there's going to be a lot of financial exposure with just Original Medicare. So the biggest risk you have, Brandon, is going to be a 20% co-insurance with no limit. So let's just say, for an example, you had a $100,000 medical bill. Well, that means you would be responsible for $20,000 out of pocket, and there is no cap on these costs, leaving you financially vulnerable. So to protect you, we're going to discuss your 2 options. Option 1 is the Medicare Supplement Plan, also known as Medigap. And option 2 is the Medicare Advantage Plan, also known as Part C. Now, before I go into any details, do you have any questions so far? You following along with me?
No, so far so good.
Awesome. And Brandon, do you have a piece of paper in front of you right now by chance?
Yeah, I'm taking notes.
Awesome. So on the left side of your paper, Brandon, I want you to kind of draw a T-chart and put Medicare Supplement Plan. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Now, this is what we call the Cadillac of health insurance because it provides the best coverage available. Now, it does come at a higher cost. Some of the key benefits of the Medicare Supplement Plan is you're going to have comprehensive coverage. So after you meet a $283 annual deductible, you're 100% covered from any medical costs. So no matter if your bill is $100,000 or even $1 million, you won't pay anything beyond that $283 deductible. Now, the reason it's also known as Medigap is because it's going to cover the gap that Original Medicare doesn't cover, that 20%. Does that make sense there, Brandon?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Awesome. Now, some more benefits is there's no network restrictions with the supplement route. You can see any doctor or hospital nationwide as long as they accept Medicare. So there's no concerns about being in or out of a network. Now, another plus is there's no prior authorization. The Medicare supplement plans are federally regulated plans, meaning that by law, they must cover anything Original Medicare does. So there's no insurance denials. If Medicare approves a procedure, your supplement plan automatically has to cover the rest. Now, Brandon, just one thing to note before I finish up here with the supplement plan is you're only going to have one guaranteed issue period to get the supplement plan, and that's when you first get onto Medicare. This means if you neglect not to go this route and you want to switch to it in the future, you'll have to go through medical underwriting and you could possibly be denied coverage for later on. Now, I know that's a lot of information, but do you have any questions so far over option 1, the Medicare supplement plan?
No question, just for simplicity purposes, just no questions so far.
Awesome. Now, on that right side of your paper, Brandon, I want you to put Medicare Advantage and let me know when you're ready.
Right.
Perfect. Now, this is a more affordable option compared to the supplement plan, and it's structured differently. So some of the key benefits of a Medicare Advantage plan is going to be the low monthly cost. Many plans have a low monthly premium. It's going to include your medical, prescription drug coverage, and additional benefits like dental, vision, and hearing at no extra cost. Now, some potential drawbacks of a Medicare Advantage is it's a pay-as-you-go model. So unlike the Medicare supplement plan, you'll have some co-pays and co-insurance for each service, and that's going to be things like your doctor's visits or hospital stays. So it's a less predictable expense if you have frequent medical needs. Now, Brandon, I want you to think of the Medicare Advantage as a better version of your current health insurance coverage. It essentially works the same like your current coverage. I'm sure you have co-pays and co-insurance when you need your medical care, correct?
Correct, yeah.
So the Medicare Advantage works very similar. The reason we say 9 times out of 10 it's a better version is because the plans usually have little to no deductibles and very affordable co-pays. Now, just one thing to note, Brandon, is there is going to be network restrictions. So you must use the doctors and hospitals within your plan's network to get the full coverage. Now, you can go out of the network, but just be expecting higher costs. That's just a general overview of the Medicare Advantage. Do you have any questions before we move on here?
No, none so far.
Perfect. Now, for the pricing breakdown, you want to kind of pause. So remember, the first question we ask is their zip code. If we're on Brandon's computer, that's my excuse. I should already have the supplement plan pricing on my paper so that I don't have to stall here and take another 4 to 5 minutes to pull that up. So for this example, I'm just going to put a Medicare supplement price at $150 and we'll go off of that. Now, $150 right here for the Medicare supplement plan. We add $10, it's just a rough estimate for the prescription drug coverage. And then for this specific situation, cancer, heart attack, and stroke was a concern, skilled nursing was a concern, and dental, vision, and hearing. So that's 3 ancillary add-on products. So that means I'm going to quote an additional $150 and give a total price. So the total price is going to be the supplement plan, the prescription drug plan, and the full umbrella 3. So with that being said,
with the extra ancillary coverages, with cancer, heart attack, and stroke, skilled nursing, we always try to, that's the bare minimum that we recommend is that package 2, which is $100 a month. Now the dental, vision, hearing, we don't push for that because if they don't need dental work, there's no reason to get a dental, vision, hearing plan. So if they don't say dental, we just make sure is dental, vision, are you sure that it's not important to you, or do you want to add that coverage? If they say yes, then we'll add it. If not, we're not going to push for it. Now, we don't care what they say about the critical illness or the recovery care because even if they don't see that it's a concern, it's our job as an agent, it's your job as an agent to show them how important it is. And we have facts here as well, but basically it's your job to show them that, because if they don't understand it and they don't get it, and then they get cancer and they have all these non-medical approved expenses, and they didn't get it because you didn't pitch that to them properly and recommend it, and because they said no, you just took it off, and that exposure is really your fault because you didn't properly explain that and sell it to them and protect them. Everything in the world is sales, and it's your job to sell them on it so that way when they do get cancer or heart and stroke or need skilled nursing or nursing home care, they have that coverage in place and their family is protected so that way they don't have any of those surprise bills, okay?
Yeah, and again, to kind of add on what you say, if you don't recommend the coverage like cancer, heart attack, and stroke or the recovery care and they get diagnosed, you did your client a disservice. So I think that's part of our job as salesmen or saleswomen is really filling in those gaps and just giving one total price so you're not going into all the details. Now, how I would present it is, okay, Brandon, so on that left side of your paper, the Medicare supplement, On the top, I want you to put the price. Let me kind of break it down for you. So your Medicare supplement monthly estimate would be around $310 a month. Now, once you reach the small annual deductible of $283 for a year, you owe $0 for covered medical services. So there's not going to be any surprise bills or no large exposures. Now, do you have any questions over the supplement pricing there before I move on?
No.
Now, for the Medicare Advantage pricing, that's going to be $150 a month. And remember, you'll have some small copays for doctors or specialist visits. Your major medical expenses are going to be capped and protected under your plan. Now, any questions over the Advantage?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Medicare Advantage, of course, whenever, like if we get into the Medicare Advantage and they want that, when we're pitching the exact plan, yes, we do tell them price is zero, these are your exposure, blah, 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 with the summary benefits, because you have to do that. But when we're pitching the pricing, we never say like it's zero and the umbrella is this. We just say $150 a month, because we don't want, they come in knowing, even with our webinar and seminar, knowing that the Medicare Advantage is just an affordable option, not $0 a month. Because even though it's zero, we always recommend at least a hospital indemnity plan with a cancer, heart, and stroke. That's bare minimum, because it's your job. Again, they have to have that, because if they go to the hospital, they're going to pay $2,100 out of pocket if they go for 7 days, $300 for ambulance ride, $300 for outpatient surgery, etc. So again, it's your job to make sure that they're aware of that, and they're not, hit by surprises. So go ahead. Perfect.
Now, Brandon, we've gone through both options in a detailed pricing breakdown. Which route do you kind of feel yourself leaning towards as of now?
That's where, I don't know, the supplement sounds good. It's kind of pricey. I think the supplement plan would probably be best. But I mean, I don't know, the Advantage. What do you think, or what?
Okay, so it sounds like you're leaning towards the supplement, but just a little hesitant because of the price, correct?
Yeah,
gotcha. Now, based off everything you shared today, Brandon, you're seeing the doctor 3 to 4 times a year. You're taking 1 to 2 medications. I know keeping your doctors was important. So my formal recommendation, I think option 1, the Medicare supplement plan with the umbrella 3 for about $310 a month, will be what's best for you. And again, if price is the factor, remember, we can always get you on the Medicare Advantage. So my formal recommendation is let's just go ahead and start with that supplement route to play it safe.
Yep, and you can also ask like some more questions on that too, and you just kind of explain to them a little bit better. The one thing too you don't want to do, like let's say they want a Medicare supplement, right? And then what some agents will do, like, I think the Medicare supplement's great, Medicare Advantage is not good, whatever. They kind of talk bad about the other one. And what'll happen is then they'll start getting to the price and say, well, actually, like, I don't know, I think the Advantage, and then you kind of like shot yourself in the foot because you just talked down about the Advantage, and then you're going to say, oh yeah, the Advantage is good too. And you don't want to talk bad about each one or the other. It's just like, I would say the Advantage is a great product, but based on what I have here, I mean, you said, you don't go to the doctor too often, you take a couple medications, but, you want to see your doctor. My formal recommendation, Miss Betty, is because the supplement only has 1 guaranteed issue period and you want that full coverage, my formal recommendation is the Medicare supplement with the umbrella coverage. You can always switch to a Medicare Advantage plan in the future, but the thing is, if you get the Medicare Advantage plan first, it's very hard to switch to a Medicare supplement once you get unhealthy and when you need it. So that's just going to be the best route to take to protect you, so that way you don't have any concerns. And it's a lot more predictable as far as your medical expenses, because again, if you have a $100,000 bill, you're only going to pay that $283 deductible and you're fully covered, right? So it has that peace of mind. You can sleep easy knowing if something happens, you're fully covered. Does that make sense, Miss Betty? And go ahead.
Perfect, yeah. And Brandon, do you still have that piece of paper by chance?
I do, yes.
Oh, perfect, because I want you to write this down. This is how we're going to get everything done in these 3 simple steps, and just let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
So I want you to write down step 1. And next to that, I want you to put supplement plan, and I want you to put 150 by that. And let me know when you have that.
Okay.
Now draw a little plus sign, put CHS, that's your cancer, heart attack, and stroke coverage, and put $50 right there. Now next to that, put DVH, that's your dental, vision, and hearing, put $50 by that.
Okay.
And now last one, put RC, your recovery care, and put $50 by that. Perfect. Now step 2, Brandon, remember, since you're not drawing Social Security, you're going to have to manually enroll into Original Medicare Part A and Part B, okay?
Okay.
Now step 3 is we're going to book a follow-up call 1 month prior to your 65th birthday, so that'll be in November, and we're going to get your prescription drug plan in place. I want you to put Part D and put $10 there.
Okay.
Awesome. Do you have any questions over there?
Now,
You got
what's
that down?
the Part D? What is that?
That's your prescription drug coverage.
Oh, and how does that work?
So it's going to be a prescription plan just based off the medications you take. It's going to cover those for you.
And you see how Cameron keeps it very simple. What agents always do is, I always tell people, the smarter agents are the worst at selling, because they're too smart for their own good and they over-explain things. When someone asks, like, why do I need the cancer coverage with my Medicare supplement? I thought you said that covers everything. Oh, because it's going to cover a lot of non-medical approved expenses, and that's why we recommend it. And then just, shut up. There are too many good agents or smart agents. I was kind of like that myself. We have a couple agents that are like that. They'll over-explain. They'll say, well, 1 in 2 men get cancer, 1 in 3 women get cancer. The chances of you getting this, these are your non-medical approved expenses, blah, 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 blah. It's good to know all of that, and we have all of those facts right here. But that's just going to confuse a client, and a confused buyer does not buy, right? So you have to keep it simple. The Part D, that's a whole nother conversation, right? And we're going to have that conversation on our next call when we do it, but there's no reason to go super in detail on that, because it's going to derail the conversation. It's going to confuse them. You already spent 30, 40 minutes on the call. You probably have another call coming up. You're going to explain that eventually, right? But it's not needed. It's not necessary, right?
Yeah. Simple questions, simple answers, and just get straight to your close here. So this is kind of how I wrap everything up, and this is, again, how we're getting so many ancillary products in place on first calls. So, Brandon, step 1 is the only thing we need to knock out today, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. And I'll handle the entire enrollment process for you. It's just going to be a few health questions. We should be able to get everything done in the next few minutes. Now, let me just get everything pulled up for us here. Now, I have your first name, Brandon, last name, Pena. Can you confirm that's your legal first and last name for me?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I kind of want to wait. Can we just get it all done, when we get everything else? Why do we need to do this today?
So by doing it today, Brandon, you're going to be able to lock in your rate. This does go through medical underwriting, so I want to see if you're even going to get approved for this coverage. And 3, it's just going to give you the peace of mind that it's already in place, so you don't make those mistakes a lot of people tend to make.
Okay,
so
what do I need the umbrella coverage for, though? Again, I'm confused. I thought the supplement covers everything.
Yeah, and you're correct, Brandon. The supplement, remember, we call it the Cadillac of health insurance. It will cover you everything medically necessary. The ancillaries, the umbrella coverage, is to fill in the gaps. So that's why I formally recommended that to you.
And so what he didn't do
is ask for a closing question.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to hit me with something else.
No, so you allowed that, right? So whenever people ask, handle objections, what they'll mess up on, what he just did right there, he was literally waiting for me to get another objection to handle. And we're just training, but usually what we do is we'll answer the question and then go into a closing question. So again, I have your first and last name is Brandon Della Pena. Can you spell that out for me, last name, just so I make sure it's clear? So that way you're handing him the objection and then you're pivoting to the next question, so that way you can get that conversation started. What too many people will do is they'll handle the objection and then they'll just wait for another one of what he just did. And then there's just another objection and another objection and another objection. You just gotta keep saying closing questions. When I was doing final expense, I was door knocking and they would have an objection. I would say, okay, so do you want me to, yeah, I'm just here. I'm the field underwriter. So would you like me to take my shoes off before I come in? And then they'll have an objection. Okay, no worries. Yeah, this. Now, should we do it on the couch or the kitchen table? It's the same thing here. So now I got your first and legal last name, and you said your zip code is 78414, correct? Okay, we're gonna get that started here. You just ask another closing question.
Yeah. It's like a little speed bump until you get to your end goal, which is the close. So exactly what he's saying. I waited too long to ask for the closing question, but I honestly enjoy it. It's like a little game. Hit me with it and let me see if I can handle these objections and make a sale.
Exactly. So I mean, I don't feel like I need cancer or heart attack and stroke though. What would be the benefit of having that, or what?
Brandon, a lot of people tend to not see the importance in it either. But again, it's my job to make sure you're fully protected. And again, there's going to be a lot of non-medical expenses that come with that supplement plan. Travel, help on your medication costs. If you take Eliquis or Xarelto, that's going to be hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. And another example is loss of income. And I don't want you dipping into your retirement or savings account you work for your whole life. So again, I'm going to pull this all up and we should be able to knock this out in the next few minutes.
Okay. See, so that's good. And then the other thing that we always say, story sell, right? So we always, like I use my grandfather for an example. So I'll tell him, Miss Client, we have tons of clients that, or we have tons of people that ask the same question, right? Supplement plan is great, but why do I need it? The umbrella coverage if I have a supplement plan? Well, I'll tell you, Miss Betty, my grandfather, he takes Eliquis, right? And what's going to happen is if you get cancer, heart attack, and stroke, those medications are tier 4 and tier 5 medications, and you're going to be paying 20% coinsurance out of pocket until you reach your max out of pocket. And my grandfather, I can tell you firsthand, takes Eliquis, and the retail cost of that medication is about $1,000. So he's paying $200 a month every single month until he reaches his max out of pocket. What this coverage is going to do is protect you, so that way he can cover your your medication costs. And there's a lot of non-medical approved expenses too. If you get cancer, there's things like experimental medication or experimental drugs and treatment, right? And also, if you said, you were working, if your spouse is working, you get cancer, that's a loss of income to the family, and he's going to have to take care of you. So again, you can use this coverage it's a check, a lump sum tax-free check. You can use it to take a trip to the Bahamas if you want to, or go gamble with it. But 90% of the time, people are going to use it for those non-medical approved expenses, okay? So we're going to get that process started here for you. I got everything pulled up. Just want to confirm again. First and last legal name is Cameron Della Pena, correct? Awesome.
Correct. Bang.
And then also what we do, so again, that's how we sell ancillary before we get the core app. So a lot of people running T65 business is they have a hard time recouping that investment and their ad spend within the first month because they don't cross-sell first. So one, you're going to protect the client. You're going to make sure that they get approved because it does go through underwriting. You want to basically challenge them to get approved, right? And then two, you get to cash flow day one, so that way you can continue to reinvest and grow your business. And then once that pipeline starts building, for example, Cam had a 10K day on Friday. 5 or 6 of those clients that he enrolled, they're all from people that are people that he's been talking to for months, and even a couple of them for almost a year. So that's what T65, you have to continue to let that pipeline build. And once those future sales start adding up, then you start getting consistent results. Now, the other thing is follow-up is very important. You want to make sure you stay organized. We like to star the follow-up appointment, make sure we're putting it in our calendar. That's what a lot of people don't do. Is some of my agents have 8 to 15 appointments sometimes a day, and we always make sure that they're organized. And by the way they're writing their notes, we want to make sure at the end of the day, they're going through their notes and making sure they put the follow-up appointments on the calendar, because sometimes they'll just forget that, and then there goes a whole lost sale because they don't put the appointment on the calendar. And then also, we like to, let's say they're still on the fence, or let's say maybe they want a Medicare Advantage, right? So they turn 65 in December. We get the umbrella either today or on the next call. The follow-up we set for same week or the next week. And the reason is because we want to go over the exact plan that they're going to get before their enrollment period, because what we're going to tell them is, all right, Miss Betty, we're going to get you on this exact, whatever the is, ex-carrier PPO plan. We already went over the summary benefits, got you all set up on the umbrella coverage. Now, the bad news is we can't enroll you on this amazing plan until September, but the good news is we're going to be able to get you on that umbrella coverage so you can qualify and have that peace of mind for it. And you don't have to talk to any other agents or you can throw that mail out. There's going to be a lot of people reaching out trying to get your business, but you can tell them that you're already working with someone, because a lot of the times when I was starting, I didn't do that. I would just set the follow-up for September and then enroll them then. What I had is a lot of 50% of people were not answering or ghosting me because we didn't go over that exact plan before. So it kind of in their head closes them on the exact plan. So they already know what they're going to get and they have that peace of mind. So when they talk to their agents, which they are, they can tell them that they're already working with us. So the other thing we like to do is we have a recap email. So any of our agency partners, we have a custom GPT where we transcribe the calls and we plug it into there, and it sends a detailed email recap to the client. And then on the enrollment call or the follow-up call, we go over that email just to make sure everything's good. And then, of course, we have the build outs of everything for the umbrella coverage. But yeah, that is the script that we use. Again, it was a pretty simple one. I didn't give them too many objections or anything like that. And there's a lot of other stuff that people on employer coverage, people on Social Security, there's different ways to go about it. But that was just one quick example. We always use BAM FAM, book a meeting from a meeting is our slogan, because if you're not booking a meeting from a meeting, then you're chasing, right? So if you don't get them to commit to another meeting, then that is your fault. You have to go chase them and they're likely not going to go answer. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Cam, you got anything to close out?
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. Again, to kind of add on to that, this is our CNA, our bread and butter. This is how we're able to have a replicatable sales process and how we're hitting anywhere from 20 to 60, 70K months with this exact script. I follow it word for word. I'm a year in and I still don't go off track. It just helps me keep the calls organized, helps me embed those ancillary products, and just makes the process as smooth and as easy as possible. So
yeah, that's one thing where a lot of experienced agents too is like they have to kind of, they may have a process, but it's or maybe they go through this a few times and feel like they got it down. Where people go wrong is like they'll hit maybe a 20K month and think that they know what they're doing and they're good, and then it goes down the next month because they're not consistent with the script. My dad always says, Tony Parker is a Hall of Famer. He used to run his basketball camps and he would do the same exact drills every single day, the same exact ball drills that he was teaching me. And it's the same thing. Even the professionals, they do the exact same thing every single day. That's what we do. We train on our morning trainings. It gets repetitive, but there's a reason we do it that way, because Medicare is simple. It's the same stuff, same process every single time, but we have to have that repetition so that way every single call goes smooth and it's the same. There's always something we can work and train on. So hopefully this helps, and if you're interested in getting the copy of this with all of our stuff in it, reach out to me. There's a link down below in the description. You can book a call with me. We'll send it over to you, and look forward to hearing from y'all. So see you there. Subscribe, comment. Later.